It was my uncle that got me into comedy, inadvertently. My uncle is an amateur magician. And by that I mean he really wants to be a magician, but he's a little bit fucking amateur! He does magic shows for us every Christmas. And when I say magic shows, you're probably picturing like rabbits out of hats and like card trick, none of that. He's like an amateur escapologist, daredevil, stuntman kind of magician, just doing dangerous shit with no training and not a lot going on upstairs. One of my earliest childhood memories is him getting up on top of the pool house in a straitjacket and announcing that he's going to jump off the pool house into the swimming pool and then not emerge until he got himself out of the straitjacket. None of us told him not to do it, by the way. We just stood back and watched a grown man in a straitjacket climb onto a pool house. And then this is where he invented his legendary catchphrase. 3, 2, 1, ready! That's his fucking catchphrase. He's up there on the pool house, he goes, 3, 2, 1, ready. He takes a step backwards to get a run up and just went, Hwah! Straight through the roof of the pool house. Yeah, impaled his shoulder on a garden tool, tore all the ligaments in his ankle, and when he landed, he made such a loud noise that it frightened the dog, and the dog bit him on the face. So Christmas is always awesome. And he didn't let us take him to the hospital. He was like, I'm fine, just pulled himself off the garden stake, cracked another beer and went back to the barbecue. And as a result, he ruined his shoulder. He ruined all the nerves in his left hand, so he can't feel anything with his left hand anymore. He can still, pick things up, but he can't feel anything. And he always says horrible shit like, I don't even need the missus anymore, Randy. I just close my eyes and think of Mariah Carey. Yeah, the man's a fucking unit. Anyway, so the year that I decided to become a comedian from this guy was someone had given him a little Pee Wee 100 motorbike. Like a child's motorbike. I'm not sure why. Maybe they wanted him dead. But he turned up to Christmas with this little motorbike and he had built a ramp in the back of his truck. He had this little truck with a tray and he built a ramp that folded out of the tray and up over the cab. And he had an idea that he was going to drive his truck ramp around to school fetes and county fairs and do jumps on his tiny motorbike. Again, none of us told him not to do it. This particular year, we were having Christmas at my family home in the countryside, middle of nowhere. He loves coming there because he can really damage himself in the fields. We spent the day in the house having a nice Christmas. He spent the day across the road setting up an obstacle course. At about 5:30 in the afternoon, we hear, 3, 2, 1, ready! So we all march over. Picture this guy, massive dude, strawberry blonde mullet, strawberry blonde handlebar mustache with a nicotine stain in the middle, like he's been eating ass. Orange overalls, sitting on a tiny motorbike. He's like, here we go. He did about 25 minutes of just weaving through cones. And then he pulled up in front of us, got off the motorbike, and this is where he added a little bit of showbiz flair. He went to push the motorbike to the start line where he's going to do his big jump, but he pretended the little motorbike was too heavy for the big man to push. He went, I can't push it, kids. It's too heavy. We all went, oh yeah, you're a comedic genius. And then he went, bugger it. Picked it up, put it under his arm and marched to the start line like a fucking champion, right? He gets to the start line, he goes to put the motorbike down, but he can't. Because when he picked it up, he inadvertently put his left hand on the tailpipe. It's very hot from his warm-up. He has no feeling in his left hand. By the time he got there, his hand had melted to the motorbike. He was now fused to the tailpipe. He's like, I can't put it down. Everyone's like, the smell of burning flesh. like, it doesn't hurt. We're like, it's fucked! All the adults were pouring beer on it. That year, he let us take him to the hospital. You have a motorbike attached to your hand, you fucking idiot. Get in the car! The problem was... Well, that was the problem, but... The other problem was that everybody was camping out because we were staying at my house in the country, so nobody could drive him. Everyone was too drunk, except for me. I had been on my learner's permit for 1 week! So I was white-knuckling it. 2 hours down to the city, my father on the passenger seat supervising me, shit-faced. My uncle on the back seat, motorbike on his lap. Left hand fused to the exhaust pipe, just sculling a bottle of bourbon with his right hand. And that's not what got me into comedy, but that is definitely what got me into drinking. I was like, that is tough as fuck. So we get down to emergency. It's Christmas night in emergency. It's chaos. People are screaming. There's people impaled on Christmas trees. Kids with Lego up their ass. All sorts of chaos. I have never seen a room full of people stop and go silent the way they did when my giant uncle in his orange jumpsuit walked in stinking of burning flesh, carrying a tiny motorbike. The whole room just went... He marched up to the counter, slammed the motorbike down in front of the nurse and just said, "I've done a mischief!" They took him into surgery. He was in there for 6 hours. I had to sit in the waiting room and wait for him the whole time. And while I was in the waiting room, I looked up at the television and there was an episode of Seinfeld on. And I was like, I want to do that. And here I am.